this video, I mean, look at my arms. And look like dumb. So stay tuned. Gotta get big. Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday and it's not a glamorous day today in Arizona. So it's raining. It's like, I think 50 degrees. So for us, it's Arctic freeze. And I wanted to start the vlog off because I forgot to do it on Tuesday. But this vlog, I do want to speak about the importance of getting help. I know a lot of people are afraid to get a personal trainer because they're in denial that they need help. I recently had a client who had a health scare and they said, hey, you need to start doing diet and exercise to get this taken care of. They were like, no, I can do it on my own. And they went back and they got the diagnosis that, hey, the health scare that was kind of a scare, now it's a real thing because they didn't diet and exercise. Your food is crucial if you want results. I'm a professional. I do this all the time, day in and day out. I train hundreds of men and women who step on stage and compete to get to their best physiques. And the only way we can do that is by tracking their food. We always hear you can't out-train a bad diet, which is true. A lot of people feel like, oh, I'll just go to the gym and work harder and have McDonald's, but I'll just go spend extra in the gym. But people don't realize how much extra they have to spend in the gym just to burn those little bit of calories. To burn about 250 calories, which is equivalent of a Snickers bar, you need to be doing intense exercise on the treadmill for 45 minutes. So a lot of people think, oh, I'll just have this and go to the gym. Most people don't even want to spend 30 minutes in the gym, let alone 45 minutes to burn one little snack. And if you're overeating 600, 700, 800 calories in a day, you're going to need to be in the gym for 3 or 4 hours. And most people are not willing to do that. And when hiring a trainer, it's important to be honest because I can't adjust what I don't know. So when I ask you guys, hey, track your food, what are you eating? And you tell me, oh, I barely ate anything, or you don't track your food, I can't help you if I don't know where your starting point is. If you're already eating 2,000 calories a day, I need to know how many calories you're eating, how much protein you're eating, and I need you to track. And the one thing is a lot of people are in denial about how much they're actually eating. So whenever I try to help people with tracking food, people refuse to track. They just want to eyeball, oh, I know I'm eating this, but then week after week, year after year, we're still gaining the same weight or maintaining. And you guys don't realize how these foods are very dense and calories can add up. For example, I think 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons or tablespoons of peanut butter is almost 140 calories for a tiny little spoon. I can easily take a big scoop and eat 800 calories and barely ate anything. So there's this infamous Target in Tucson that has this wonderful view. Obviously, I'm at the wrong Target, but look how pretty this view is at the other Target. All right, here's a little snippet of my leg day. I can't even remember what this machine is called for the life of me all of a sudden, but I think it's the reverse hack squat. It's the hack squat. But notice how my reps are slow and controlled and I'm hitting depth. My hip crease is going below my knee crease. I'm trying to get that full stretch in my glutes and hamstrings. I got 45 pounds on each side. You can even see my leg definition popping out in these leggings. You can see right there, I'm going to circle it, my quads and everything. Like, also, these leggings, they're from Amazon. If you're super tall, you need to get these leggings. You can see they're like bunching up at the bottom, and I'm 5'7", and these are the extra tall on Amazon. All right, since it's such a nice day, we're going to go to the outdoor part of the gym so I can do my leg press. But just look how beautiful this is. It is, I think, 62 degrees right now, and it is February. This outdoor gym, literally no one's out here, has everything you need. Even got a grill. So if you're like, hey, I got to go ahead and meal prep in between sessions, you got a grill back there. But it's a little bit dusty, but it is Arizona and the weather is pretty much sunny year round. That's expected, but I absolutely love this gym. They have the turf, they have a basketball court, they have a beautiful view. During the time I go, it's always empty. I go during like the housewives hour. All right, I'm going to get situated for this leg press. So I'm doing 4 sets of 15. This weight is clearly too light for me. I have 45 pounds on each side. I don't have a video of me going up in weight, but I definitely should have went up in weight because this is pretty much a warm-up for me.
But you notice how I'm getting that deep stretch. My knees are coming all the way to my chest so I can get that deep stretch in my hamstrings and my glutes. And again, my reps are slow and controlled. I'm not going fast. I'm not letting the weight control me. I am controlling the weight. And again, just look how beautiful it is. Like, this is the perfect weather. Like, to live in Arizona and have weather that is great, literally 300 plus days out of the year, there's no excuse to not get outside and get active. We literally have the perfect climate almost year round. You should be outside taking full advantage of it.
All right, y'all, I just finished my workout. You guys probably saw snippets of my leg day. So now I'm going to go to QT to get my coffee. And then I'm going to head to Sprouts to get my banana for my breakfast. If you didn't watch What Do I Eat in a Day, watch that to see what I'm about to get, because I have the same thing every single morning. My light must have been on this whole time. It was. Y'all, look at that. That's literally the size of a soccer ball. Okay, maybe not a soccer ball, but I can't wait to eat. I cannot wait to eat. I have screenshots and pictures in my phone of places I'm going to go as soon as I step off stage. I have snacks that I'm going to eat as soon as I step off stage. Like, literally, I'm not even nervous. I'm just ready to get out there, pose, so I can have a Reese's is one of my number one things. A Reese's, a Dr. Pepper, not diet, a crumble cookie, hot Cheetos is on the list, Sour Patches. I mean, I got a whole list of stuff. So my cravings are sweets. That's all I think about is sweets. I could go without French fries, carbs. I can do, fine without that. It's just, I need that sugar. I need that sugar, that dopamine addiction. And doing this is really a true test of how bad do you really want it. Because at the end of the day, there's no one that's watching me at home to see if, oh, did I have a Snickers? Did I cheat? At the end of the day, the truth will come out. So when I step on stage, the truth will come out. Did I really do what I say I did? Or did I just post on social media that, oh, I'm only eating this? But as you can see, the way the arms are looking, I've been doing everything I said I was going to do. So I'm excited to see what my physique is going to look like. This is the best I've ever looked. So every day I look in the mirror, it's just a new version of myself that I've never seen before, and I'm excited to see where I'm going to go with this journey. All right, so some myths in bodybuilding or just lifting in general. I know we hear this one a lot, especially from females. Well, all of it probably comes to females, is I don't want to lift heavy because I don't want to look like a man. Now, I have clients that I train that anytime I'm like, here, let's go up and weight that looks easy for you, they're like, oh, but I don't want to get big. I hear that all the time. I don't want to get big. I don't want to look like a man. But on the flip side of that, those same females compliment me all the time. Oh my gosh, Dom, I want to look like you. How do you do it? So and so forth. And a lot of people assume that I'm over here lifting. This is what people assume my workout routine is. I got these 5-pound weights and I just do light and toned. No. To get this physique, I was in CrossFit. So before I got into bodybuilding, I was a CrossFit coach. So I did a lot of heavy lifting. After doing CrossFit for a couple years, I tried powerlifting for a little bit. So just to give you some stats on my numbers and how much I lift. So deadlift, I'm around, it's been a while, but I guess my best deadlift is probably 310 pounds. For reference, I'm 133 pounds, about 16% body fat. And for squats, I can do 300 pounds. I can do my one rep max is 300 pounds. It does not look good. So I'd say around 275 is what I squat, and my bench is 170. So when girls say, I don't want to get big, I've been doing this for years. And even with me being a genetic outlier, I still don't look bulky or like a man. I get compliments all the time that, wow, Dom, I want to look like you because you have a very feminine physique. You have a very feminine look, but muscular at the same time. So even if you lift it every single day as hard as you can, it is very, very hard for you to look like a man. Naturally with our hormones and our testosterone levels, that's just not something we achieve as women. Like, if you do get like that, it's because you are genetically gifted and you are rare. But that is not common for females to lift heavy and produce this. Again, I lift very heavy. I lift 5 to 6 days a week. My nutrition is on point. I've been doing this for years. And even with me lifting heavy, double my body weight, I still don't have that manly look. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I am shocked that I look like this. Like, I don't even have the words. Like, I never thought when I started this fitness journey that I would take it to this level. Like, my goal was just to have a little bit more curves as a female, you know, because I don't have a big lower body. I'm naturally thin. So my goal was to like do a couple squats and get a nice looking lower body. And I never thought that I'm already getting teary-eyed because I never thought that I would ever, I gotta come back. All right, I'm sitting in my car talking because it's cold and I don't want to get out and go inside yet. So like I was talking about before I cut it off, I do get emotional talking about this because when I look in the mirror sometimes, my mind hasn't caught up that my body has changed and I'm no longer that person that I used to be. So sometimes when I see my own physique, I'm shocked that I literally, looking at these pictures here, these old pictures, that when I started working out, I had no idea this is who I would become. My goal was just to, you know, maybe get a little curves, grow a little bit of a lower body, but I never knew that one day people would be asking me for advice. People would be arguing that I'm not natural, and there's no way I achieved that naturally. And I looked like this before. Like, I had no idea this is who I would become. I was just gonna go to the gym, do a couple of workouts, and now my whole career is people asking me, how can they look like that? And I had no idea that is what I would become. Also, the same thing with this YouTube channel. I've started this, I think, exactly 4.5 weeks ago. I was just talking about in my last video how I have 10 subscribers, and now I'm making this right now, I'm at 80. So even though my videos aren't getting a lot of views over time, you know, in 2 or 3 months, if I keep this trend up, by the end of the year, I'll have over 1,000. And that's the same thing when it comes to working out. You have to do little steps. So a lot of people have the all or nothing method. So when they start something, especially with working out, it's always something very drastic. Like, I'm going to work out 7 days a week, 2 hours a day. I'm never drinking soda again. I'm never eating sugar. And you can't do that. You can't do the all or nothing method. I tell my clients, you have to start with one thing and start small. So if you're someone who drinks soda every single day, instead of saying, I'm never going to drink soda again, this is it, because you're going to fail. Say, I'm only going to drink soda 3 times a week, and then the other days I'll have a diet soda. And then you start with that. But people always want to do the all or nothing method. And all I ask my clients to do something simple, which is walk. Walk 10 minutes 3 or 4 times a week. 10 minutes, that's it. And then when I ask them, hey, how'd your 10 minutes go? It didn't. It's only 10 minutes. It's literally 0.2% of your life. And you guys can't even do it. All right, I just finished my weekly trip to Safeway, and I want to discuss this bag of nuts that I saw in the grocery store. So I've never seen this before, actually. So what enticed me to grab this bag was the fact that the coloring is a lot different than all the other nuts. It really stood out because of the, and whatever this other word is in here. So in immunity. So all these words are very enticing. Small batch. So we typically associate small batch with fresh. So we think if something's made in a small batch, it's fresh, it's healthy, or it's organic. So that word stood out to me. Fresh, immunity. So typically immunity is with health. People associate that with being healthy, immune. When we're getting sick, we get vitamin C. So we're thinking, hey, if we eat these nuts, we're going to be immune. So immunity was another word that stood out, and ashwagandha adaptogen. So I'm looking at this. I flip over the nutrition to the nutrition side because that's what you should do. And look at this. Look at this. So the serving size is for 1/8
I texted my mom, I was like, have you ever heard of 1/8 of a cup? Because that's not a common measurement that you ever hear of, 1/8. Usually it's half a cup, 1 cup, 2/3 cup, but 1/8 I've never heard. I had to look up, what does 1/8 look like? So I looked up 1/8. It's pretty much, it looks like a tablespoon. It doesn't look like anything. So 1/8 serving. 1/8 serving for 130 calories. So most people, probably 99.9% of people don't even have 1/8 of the cup. They're not going to measure 1/8 of the cup. They're just going to put their hand in there, have some. So them probably just reaching in there and grabbing some, they probably grab 300 calories. No exaggeration, without even knowing it. And one of the things that's alarming is the reason why someone would pick this up is because the health benefits listed on here, or the ashwagandha and all this. But the thing is, if you don't know how nutrition label works, typically the first ingredients on there, the way it's listed, that's the most concentrated thing in there. So if you get something and the first ingredient is sugar, that means that product is mostly sugar. The next ingredient is milk and whatever. That's how concentrated that product is. So what's interesting is they're claiming, adaptogens, ashwagandha, but if you look, literally the last ingredient is the ashwagandha powder. So that means there's probably barely any in there. Probably Aaron sprinkled just enough to be able to sell it as ashwagandha, but you're probably not getting the health benefits that are in there. You're just getting the sugar, the raisins. And then even if you look at the cranberries on here, so cranberries, which should be healthy, no, not with Aaron Baker's. They added sugar to this. So look, cranberry, sugar is added. Hopefully I have the image of it here. You guys can't follow along with me. There is a lot of psychology around why people cannot stick to something and change. And it isn't because people don't want to. People genuinely want to change. But I've been reading a lot about why people don't change and why people are embarrassed to admit that they need help and they can do it on their own. A lot of people think it's silly when I tell them to walk, and I even volunteer, like, hey, we'll walk together. And, I can do that on my own, because they associate the task with being so simple. It's like, why do I need you to walk? Like, I can do that. But the thing is, they don't, and they won't do something so simple. Walking is free. You can do it anywhere, anytime, in your neighborhood. You don't have to go in the park. And people still don't do it. You can't blame it on, the no gym membership. Especially if you live in Arizona. The weather is nice, I would say, almost year round, except summer it's brutal. But I mean, even at night you could probably walk, or in the morning. But when you live in a state like Arizona where the weather is perfect year round, you have no excuse to not be able to walk. You could every day. I mean, walking is the bare minimum, and it's crazy that we're getting away from walking. Is now like the new thing to do, when we should have been doing that. Like, now it's a trend to walk, when that was common, like going outside to play. Now it's a trend to work out, when that's what we should have been doing. And then when it comes to tracking, I tell my clients, put it in perspective. I am considered a trained professional doing this. I have a pretty good eye when it comes to food and how much is this, how much is that. Even me, I still have to track my food, put it on the scale and weigh it. And I do this day in and day out. So why do you think someone who doesn't do this professionally thinks that they can properly lose weight without measuring their food? Without measuring their food, someone who doesn't do this on a regular basis thinks they can outdo a professional who built an elite physique, and they can do it without tracking. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. As I'm editing this and uploading it, I've reached 100 subscribers. So wasn't I telling you in the video how literally last week I was talking about, oh my gosh, I got 10, I got 20. Now I'm at 100 subscribers. 100 subscribers. So next week, I don't know what we're going to do next week. But again, thank you guys so much. You guys can also follow me on Instagram. I'll put that here. Dom Lifts Weights. You can follow me on Instagram. I have all my training and online coaching info in there. But again, thank you guys so much. 100 subscribers. So it's going up from here.